afternoon, we've got mostly cloudy skies, conditions that aren't too bad out there. Temperatures are into the 20s, even some of us hitting that 30-degree mark this afternoon. So it hasn't been too much cooler, but with this clipper moving through, some changes, of course, with the cloud cover and some spots that have also seen some snow today. Let's take a look at our numbers right now. We are at 29 degrees currently in Fargo. It's 27 in Grand Forks. I mentioned those 30s. Roseau, Thief River Falls, Crookston all at 30 degrees, and Detroit Lakes is sitting at 32, right at the freezing mark here this afternoon. The wind has picked up. It is starting to, or has switched to, a more northerly direction, northerly or northwesterly in most spots. We've got some strong winds that are gusting at times into the mid-20s, even a 33-mile-per-hour gust down into Sisseton. Fargo, not too bad at the moment. We're only at 13 miles per hour, but again, other spots have gotten quite breezy. So factor that into your temperatures. If you're out and about in eastern North Dakota, expect to feel colder. We've got wind chills that are down to the teens, even some single numbers up in the Devil's Lake Basin. So a little cold out there. Now we've had some snow that's slowly moving eastward up in northwest Minnesota. Extreme northwest Minnesota is where we've seen it, over by Lake of the Woods and down toward Thief River. And that's just been moving eastward and kind of has fizzled out too. Elsewhere, we really haven't seen much of anything. So this has kind of been the focus, maybe a little bit of accumulation with this one. But again, things are pretty much winding down. Don't be surprised though if you see some flurries here as we continue on into the afternoon. So by 3 o'clock, temperatures again into the 20s, maybe 30 degrees in some spots here as we continue on. But just keep in mind, we've got this northerly wind that's either going to stop the temperature rise or maybe even send those numbers down a little bit as we progress through the afternoon and definitely into this evening. Once we lose that sunshine, we're going to watch those temperatures really start to dip. Eventually, we also see that wind ease up, the skies start to clear, and all of those things combine for some pretty cold temperatures this time of year. So we're going to start off tomorrow morning mainly clear, but cold. Some numbers into the single digits to start off the day in places. And so we'll build off of that. We'll get a little bit of sunshine Friday morning and into the early afternoon with temperatures rising into the teens to some low 20s. Heading later in the day, some clouds try to build in as we're heading into the nighttime hours with temperatures in the 20s. And you could see the potential for some snow heading into the evening hours. A quick little dose again, mainly in the northern valley, but you notice our forecast models dipping it a little farther south into more that Highway 2 corridor, it looks like at this point in time. But just keep in mind, you could see a quick little bout of snow. A look at your 7-day planner. We've got some numbers that are going to be into the 30-degree range today, 20s to 30, and then tomorrow cooling things back. And then heading into the weekend, Saturday looks pretty good for you tailgaters. For early December, we're going to be seeing a high of 30 degrees, and then changes happening as we head into the start of next week. It starts on Sunday. I think most of the day Sunday should be pretty quiet. It's not until we get into the evening hours and then into Monday morning where we have that chance, that better chance for some snow. So most of the weekend, a relief after last weekend's big snow event. And then heading into next week, of course, you've probably noticed that some sub-zero highs. Arctic air takes over, and it's going to be quite frigid for the first half of next week. So be prepared for the cold. We do have a few days here ahead of that where we're looking at some good weather.
It's like you see the light at the end of the tunnel, and then it just dips back into the tunnel.
Yeah, it's going to be a cold blast, and it's going to be, yeah, like the coldest air we've seen this season so far. So hopefully you've got all of that winter weather gear ready to go.
Thank you, Lisa.